Hello students, today we will study Geography Chapter 6 Hydrosphere. Students, in this module we will discuss about water, distribution of water, water cycle, oceans, waves and tsunami. Major part of the earth is covered with water, and this is the reason why Earth is known as blue planet or water planet. And this abundance of water is what distinguishes Earth from other planets of our solar system. Let's know some more things about this interesting feature of our Earth, that is the hydrosphere. We all know all the water on the surface, below the ground and surrounding the earth comes under hydrosphere. We can also see water in different forms like in rivers, seas, oceans, snow, rain, glaciers, ice caps, etc. Here, if we observe that water is present in solid form, in glaciers, snow and ice caps, whereas it exists in liquid form in rivers, seas, oceans and rainfall. Now water can be present in gaseous state. Students, we all have seen that steam coming out from the boiling water. This steam is water in the gaseous state. So we can say water exists in all forms, three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Now let's talk about the distribution of water. Now we look at the distribution of water in different forms on our earth. 71% of our earth is covered with water, remaining 29% is land, and around 97% of this water is in seas and oceans, and so we called this water marine or saline water, as it have more amount of dissolved salts, and so it is not fit for drinking, and remaining 3% is fresh water. Here we call it fresh water because this dissolved salt content is very less, and that is a reason why it is fit for drinking. And of the total fresh water, major part is locked in glaciers and in ice caps, followed by underground water, and just a small amount is located in rivers and lakes. Of water which is available for drinking with the total water available on the earth, and this is the reason why we must put efforts in conserving water. Now let's talk about the water cycle. The water cycle is also called hydrologic cycle. It is a continuous process that includes 5 steps. These are evaporation, condensation, precipitation, runoff and percolation. Now we will learn with an example. Evaporation. The water cycle starts with evaporation. It is a process where water as a surface turns into water vapor. Water absorbs heat energy from the sun and turns into vapor from the water bodies like the oceans, the seas, the lakes and the river bodies. These are the main source of evaporation. Through the evaporation, water moves from the hydrosphere to the atmosphere as the water run off. As the water falls down in whatever form, it leads to runoff. As water runs over the ground, it displaces the topsoil with it, and moves runoff. In the process, water runs over the surface of earth. When the snow melts into water, it also leads to runoff. The minerals along stream. This runoff combines to form channels, and then rivers are ends up into lakes, seas and oceans. Here the water enters hydrosphere. Percolation. Sometimes this water turns into groundwater or water that is soaked up into the ground. This process is called percolation. Water flows downwards under the layers of soil and then it starts again. So this is the cycle known as water cycle. Now about oceans. An ocean is defined as a very large body of water. As we know, the oceans are a home to many plant and animal species. There are 5 major oceans: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Arctic Ocean. These are interconnected due to the ocean currents that circulate water all over the surface of the earth. At the basis, the Earth's oceans are believed to be basically the same for the first 200 feet. Above this depth, where sunlight reaches, the characteristics like temperature, salinity, and turbulence change dramatically from one location to another. That is why ocean water is salty, because of salts dissolved in it. Waves, tides, and currents are some motions observed in the oceans. Now about waves. The rhythmic movement of water is seen as a pattern known as waves. As wind passes over the water surface, it changes the water surface first into ripples and then into waves. The circular movement occurs as the small particles of water move up and down, and as they are closely packed, so their motion is transferred to the next. Students, do you heard about tsunami? Yes, tsunami is a powerful wave caused by the sudden displacement of huge amounts of water. This can be done due to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, meteorites, or even underwater explosions. The size of a tsunami depends on the size of the original underwater disturbance. The speed by which a tsunami travels depends on the depth of the sea. Students, when these waves reaches near the coastline, they crashes into the coast with great force, destroying everything that comes its way.